Hello, my name is Josh Tarango, and this is my curriculum integration project for EDAD 5311. I'm a third grade bilingual teacher at Borrego Elementary, which is part of the San Elizario Independent School District. I'm focusing on 5th grade, starting with a reading concept and to eventually cross content into math and science. So the TEAC or state standard that we're going to use in reading is 5.2b, which says to use context to determine or clarify the meaning of unfamiliar or multiple meaning words. For example, it can teach homophones, homonyms, and homographs. What is a homonym? A homonym is a multiple meaning word. For example, the spruce tree, to spruce up, suit yourself, to wear a suit, weigh on the scale, scale on the wall, the price is fair, or go to the fair. What are homophones? Homophones are words that sound alike. For example, addition for math, addition of a book. I want to go, I like it too. 1 + 1 is 2. Capitol building, state building. Bake a flower or bake with flour. Last but not least, we have homographs, which are same spelling. They have the same spelling, different pronunciation, different meaning. For example, dessert, which means abandoned, and desert, which is an area of land. Bass, which is a fish, and bass, an instrument. Close, nearby, and close, to shut. Bow, to bend down, and bow, a ribbon. Okay, for example, we can use the word volume, which is a homonym, right? Then with the word volume, we have 2 different meanings. One would be volume, the amount of space an object takes up, or occupies, sorry. And the other one would be quantity or power of sound. For that, we would use a double bubble map, okay, to compare the 2 words or with the different meaning. Okay, that way we can activate the schema of the student. That way we can activate their prior knowledge and to make the lesson more meaningful. And that way they can learn it better. Okay, what you do in a double bubble, the outer circles, you have to write the differences of the words. The ones in the middle, you write the similarities. How are they similar? They have the same spelling. How are they different? One talks about sound, the other one talks about the amount of space it occupies. As a bilingual teacher, I would also talk about cognates. What are cognates? A cognate is a word related to another word in another language. For example, as we talked about right now, the word volume, in Spanish it means volumen, triangle, triángulo, circle, círculo, plants, plantas. Why should we cover cognates? That way you can help your bilingual students have a better understanding of the lesson. That way, as I mentioned before, activate their schema, their prior knowledge, make their learning more meaningful. And that way they can have a better understanding of the differences of the words. The ELPS, which are the English Language Proficiency Standards that we can apply here, would be C.4a, which says learn relationships between sounds and letters of the English language and decode words using a combination of skills such as recognizing sound, letter, relationships, and identifying cognates, affixes, roots, and base words. Okay, this is a word sample of a student, but it's about reflection and refraction. It's a different unit, and then he compared and contrasted the different words. Okay, for example, what I would do, I would have the word volume up here. Then I'm gonna have my students comparing and contrast both words. Okay, so this is an activity that has various steps. For example, the first one, they have to write everything they know. So that's why you see here the first bullet points are in pencil. And then after they do that, they're gonna talk to their shoulder partner. They're gonna be sharing what they wrote. If that person doesn't have what their partner shared, they're gonna have to write it down. So that's why you see the other bullet points in red. And then after that, they're gonna share it with the class. And then the class is gonna give a thumbs up if the information's right, or a thumbs down if it's wrong. By doing that, you're giving your students an opportunity, or especially your bilingual students, to use to practice their English and to become more fluent at it. And then after they had shared with the class, they're gonna read an article, and then whatever information they find that's related to the word, they're gonna write it down. Okay, the word volume in math is the measure of the amount of space inside a solid figure like a cube, ball, cylinder. For example, in math, they are simply calculating, for example, what is the volume of a cube if the base is 5 and the length is 5. Okay, the tick that you use here would be 5.4G, which says use concrete objects and pictorial models to develop the formulas for the volume of a rectangular prism, including the special form for a cube. Formula for a cube, which is volume equals length times width times height, and volume equals base times height. The other tick is 5.4H, represent and solve problems related to perimeter and or area and related to volume. In science, this is how you cross content into science. For example, the word, as I mentioned before, the word volume in science is applied in real life. For instance, find the volume of a rock. Okay, so the T would be 5.5A, classify matter based on physical properties, including mass, magnetism, physical state, relative density, solubility in water, and the ability to conduct or insulate thermal energy or electric energy. Okay. Technology applied. One piece of software that I really like to use is Nearpod. You can do so many things with that. It's a very interactive software. Of course, the teacher controls it, and then the student has their own tablet, and they get to see what you see, and then you can ask them questions. So I'm going to show you a little example of that. Okay, so it gives you a code, and then your students have to put it into their own little input box, and then that's how they join your session. Here, as you can see, I have like a little review of homophones, and then I'm gonna show them a video about homonyms, and then you play the video and they get to see it. And then you can, a little activity, it's a homonym tree map. One, the definition of sound, the other one, math and science. So they would have to drag the picture to the one that it corresponds. And to finish that up, well, also you can add a little assessment. That way you can get instant feedback, and then that way you can work with you'll know what to work on with your small group. And this of the student will all tie back to the foundation of understanding homonyms. What I mean by that is that they'll have a smoother transition in math and science if they have a really good understanding in the reading lesson, what was taught to them during reading. Thank you very much. I hope you liked the video, and have a good day.